In this video, I'd like to show you how to calculate probabilities using a normal distribution and the program StatCrunch. Remember that the program StatCrunch is available to you for free in your MyStatLab account. You should see a link to it on the navigation bar, and in all the homework assignments you should also have a direct link to it through the help option within the homework. You will hopefully also, in not only homeworks but also exams, be able to link some of the data directly to StatCrunch from your assignment. So in this example, we're going to look at a problem similar to some of the exercises in your interactive text and in your homeworks and exams for that matter. So let's take a look at this example that's an application of the normal probability distribution. So we have the number of chocolate chips is our variable. It's the number of chips in a 18-ounce bag. They tell us that the mean is 1,262 chips. It's approximately normally distributed with a standard deviation of 118. So I'm just going to make a note of that here on the side, that the mean is 1,262 chips with a standard deviation of 118. With a normal distribution, just to get a sense, that's going to be centered at 1262 and a standard deviation of 118. So if we take 1262 and we add 118, then that change in curvature of our normal curve is going to be up here at about 1,380. So let me just clean that up a little bit, 1,262. All right, so the first question is, what is the probability that the randomly selected 18-ounce bag of chips contains between 1,000 and 1,400 chips inclusive? So to solve the part A, we need to solve the probability that the variable, which I'll call x, is between 1,000 and 1,400. So in a normal curve, of course, we would look at the 1262 here. 1,000 would be over here somewhere, 1,400 would be here, and we're looking for this area between them. Now there are techniques that you've looked at in the text for calculating that by hand using tables. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here to StatCrunch, and I'm going to open StatCrunch. If you want me to sort of go back for a second, I was here and then I clicked on Open StatCrunch. So I open StatCrunch and then I go to Stat Calculators and I choose the normal distribution. So you'll see that you have a choice of standard, which is going to generally be a less than or greater than, or between. So I'm going to click over to the between because we want between 1,000 and 1,400. I'm going to tell the system the mean of the distribution, which is 1,262. You'll notice that the curve went away because it can't sketch it without mean and standard deviation, and so I need to hit compute, but I'm going to put all the information in first. So the mean is 1,262, the standard deviation is 118, and I'm looking for the probability that there's between 1,000 and 1,400 chips. Don't let the less than or equal to symbols get in your way. With normal distribution, the or equal to is negligible. And so now I'm just going to click compute. Notice that it draws me a lovely picture, much better than mine over here. It draws me a picture of the curve. You can tell that it's at about 1,262. And here's my probability value. So it looks like 0.8657 if I round to 4 decimal places. So this is 0.8657. One of the beautiful things about using this program is that you can do betweens, you can do less than, you can do greater than. So if we wanted to answer part B over here, what is the probability that the randomly selected bag has fewer than 1,000 chips? So B is looking for the probability that my variable x is less than 1,000. So I can quickly make that edit over here. And I'm going to switch back to standard, and notice now it keeps the mean and standard deviation that I just worked with. I want less than. You could click here and change it to greater than if that's what we had, but that's not what we want here. So we want less than 1,000. Again, notice that it went away because we took a piece, one of these 5 pieces away, and so we need to have 4 out of the 5 filled in order for it to give us the other one. So I put in the 1,000 there and I hit compute. You can see it draws a sketch, and then the probability is pretty small here. So this is equal to 0.0132 rounded to 4 decimal places. I'm going to look at one more example here. And we're going to jump down to, well, there's not one here. So suppose that I wanted to add a question, and I wanted to find the, let's say, 85th percentile. That's different than what's actually listed here. Percentile rank is asking for the actual percentile. So is it the 70%, 80%, etc. If I want to find the 85th percentile in a normal distribution, I would be looking for something greater than the mean, because percentile means that percent, 85% are below the value I'm looking for. So I want to find this here, such that this area is 0.85, and I'm looking for this value of x here. So I need to find that x value. This is a reverse normal distribution question. I can do this in StatCrunch as well. So I can come back over here to StatCrunch. I'm going to keep it at standard because it's percent less. So what I'm looking for is this number here. It's not 1,000. I don't know what it is. So I'm going to delete that, and then I'm going to delete that, and then the probability is going to be 0.85. So notice that again, 5 spaces, 5 blanks, and 4 of them are filled in. The one that's missing is the one I'm looking for. It's that value of x. The probability that x is less than something. This is our question mark here. Oh, let me put in that question mark. Well, it's not going to let me. Probability that x is less than something is 0.85. So I'll put that 0.085 back in there and hit compute. And it turns out that that's 1,384.2991 chips. Here's a picture here. This area in red is 0.85. Again, area in red is 0.85. And so this value of x that I'm looking for here is 1,384 let's say 3 chips. That's a reverse normal distribution question. And so we can use this normal distribution calculator in StatCrunch. Again, stat calculator's normal. We can use that to help us calculate the probability of questions. We can also use that to help us do the reverse questions when we know the percentage and we want to find the value of the variable. You could do that with betweens as well. So if you want to find, let's say, the middle percentage, you just kind of leave these guys blank here, and suppose you wanted to find the middle 90%, very common question in statistics. Hopefully this works. I've never tried it before, but there you go. All right. So play around with the normal distribution. Chapter 7 is really, really important. If you have questions, send an email.